Welcome back to my English practice podcast. Today, we're doing daily English conversation practice, the kind that helps you speak more fluent in real life. I'm going to talk slowly and clearly so you can train your ears, catch the pronunciation, and feel more confident answering in English. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to give you a small fluency formula you can use every day. Simple but powerful. All right, let's start. Today's story is about two friends who practice English together in real life. Their names are Lily and Sarah. Lily is learning English. She understands a lot, but she feels nervous when she speaks. Sarah speaks English well. She is kind, patient, and she knows how to make Lily feel comfortable. And the best part, they don't practice hard grammar. They practice real conversations. Scene 1. Meeting at a coffee shop. Lily walks into a coffee shop. She sees Sarah sitting at a table. Sarah smiles and waves. Sarah says, "Hey, Lily, over here." Lily walks over and sits down. Lily says, "Hi, Sarah. Sorry I'm a little late." Sarah says, "No worries. I just got here too. How are you?" Lily pauses for a second. She wants to answer fast, but she's nervous. Sarah notices and smiles gently. She gives Lily time. Lily says, "I'm good. A little tired, but I'm okay." Sarah says, "That's a great answer, and it sounds natural. Why are you tired?" Lily says, "I worked today, and I didn't sleep well last night." Sarah nods. "That makes sense. What time did you go to bed?" Lily thinks, maybe 12? Sarah says, "Okay, that's late. You need more rest." Lily laughs. "I know." Sarah leans toward and says, "All right, before we talk about anything else, tell me one thing. What do you want to practice today?" Lily says, "I want to speak more smoothly. I stop a lot." Sarah says, "Perfect. Today, we will practice fluency." Lily smiles. "Okay." Sarah says, "Fluency doesn't mean perfect. Fluency means you can keep going, even with simple words." Lily nods. "Yes, I want that." Sarah says, "Good. Let's warm up, keeping it simple." Sarah says, "Tell me about your week, but keep it simple. Just short sentences." Lily says, "This week was busy. I worked a lot. I cooked at home. I didn't go out much." Sarah smiles. "That was great. You see? Simple, but clear." Lily says, "It felt easier." Sarah says, "Exactly. Now add one more sentence. How do you feel about your week?" Lily says, "I feel proud because I did a lot." Sarah says, "Perfect." Then Sarah says something important. Lily, here is a secret. When you speak English, don't try to sound fancy. Try to sound clear. Sarah says, yes, clear is confident. Real conversation. Skills. The secret to sound fluent. Sarah says, now we practice how to sound more natural in conversations. Lily says, how? Sarah says, you need 3 things. Sarah counts on her fingers. Number 1, short answers. Number 2, 1 extra detail. Number 3, 1 follow-up question. Lily looks curious. Can you show me? Sarah says, yes. Sarah asks, did you do anything fun this weekend? Lily answers, yes, I went to the park. Sarah says, good. Now add a detail. Lily says, I went to the park and I walked for 30 minutes. Sarah says, great. Now ask me a question. Lily says, what about you? Did you do anything fun? Sarah smiles big. Perfect. That's a real conversation. Lily laughs. It feels more natural. Sarah says, exactly, because conversations are not long speeches. They are small pieces. Scene 3. Everyday conversations. Practice. Real life topics. Sarah says, let's practice common topics. We'll do 3 quick mini conversations. Sarah says, what did you eat today? Lily says, I ate eggs and toast. Sarah says, nice. Do you like the breakfast? Lily says, yes, I like it. It's easy and fast. Sarah says, good. What do you usually drink in the morning? Lily says, coffee, always coffee. Sarah laughs, same. Sarah says, how was work today? Lily says, it was busy. We had many customers. Sarah says, oh wow, what kind of customers? Lily says, different people. Some were nice, some were impatient. Sarah nods. That's real life. How did you handle it? Lily says, I stayed calm. I smiled. I spoke slowly. Sarah says, that's a strong skill. Sarah says, what are you doing tomorrow? Lily says, tomorrow I'm going to clean my house. Sarah says, nice. Do you have any plans after that? Lily says, maybe I will rest and watch a movie. Sarah says, that sounds like a good day. Okay, Lily. Now, I'm going to give you a small challenge. Okay, I'm ready. Sarah says, I will ask you a question. You answer, but you must not stop. If you don't know a word, use a simple word. Lily smiles nervously. Okay, Sarah says, what do you like about learning English? Lily thinks. She starts slowly. Lily says, I like learning English because it helps me talk to people and I feel more confident. Also, I can understand videos and music and I feel proud. Sarah says, that was amazing. Lily says, I didn't use big words. Sarah says, exactly. You used real words and you kept going. That is fluency. Lily smiles. Okay, I understand. Scene 5. Pronunciation. Just a few key words. Not too many. Sarah says, now we practice just a few words that are common in daily conversation. Lily says, okay. Sarah says, only 3 words today. Word 1, comfortable. Sarah says, comfortable. Lily says, comfortable. Sarah says, good. Comfortable means you feel okay. You feel relaxed. Word 2, actually. Sarah says, actually. Lily says, actually. Sarah says, good. We use actually when we want to be honest or correct. Word 3, probably. Sarah says, probably. Lily says, probably. Sarah says, great. Probably means maybe, most likely. Lily nods. Those are useful. Sarah says, yes. And you will hear them everywhere. Scene 6. A short real-life story. Now, Sarah tells a short story to Lily. Sarah says, let me tell you something funny that happened to me yesterday. Lily smiles. Okay. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store. I only needed 2 things, milk and bread. Lily says, okay. Sarah says, but I walked in and I saw snacks. And I said, just 1 bag. Lily laughs. Oh. Sarah says, then I saw ice cream. Then I saw cookies. And suddenly I had 10 things. Lily laughs more. That happens to me too. Sarah says, exactly. And when I got to the checkout, the cashier said, did you find everything okay? Lily says, they always say that. Sarah says, yes. And I wanted to say yes, but I was holding too many things and 1 bag fell on the floor. Lily says, oh no. Sarah says, it was a little embarrassing, but the cashier helped me. And I said, thank you. I appreciate it. Lily nods. That's a good phrase. Sarah says, yes, simple, polite. Then Lily says, and did you buy the milk and bread? Sarah smiles. Yes, I did. But I also brought chips. Lily laughs. Of course. Scene 7. The fluency formula. The interesting part at the end. Sarah says, okay, Lily, here is the fluency formula I promised you. Lily says, tell me. Sarah says, every day. Answer these 3 questions in English out loud. Just 1 minute. What did I do today? What am I doing tomorrow? How do I feel right now? Lily nods. That's simple. Sarah says, yes, simple but powerful. If you do it daily, you will speak faster and more naturally. Lily says, "Can you give me an example?" Sarah says, "Yes. Today I worked and I felt tired. Tomorrow I'm going to clean my house. Right now I feel okay and relaxed." Lily says, "I can do that." Sarah says, "Yes, you can." Closing. Useful sentences to remember. Before they leave, Sarah gives Lily a few sentences to remember. Just a few, simple and real. Sarah says, "Let me think. Give me a second. I'm not sure, but can you say that again? Actually, I think. Probably, yes." Lily smiles. "Those help a lot." Sarah says, "Yes, and the more you use them, the more natural you sound." Lily says, "Thank you for helping me." Sarah says, "Anytime." And that's the story. Two friends. Simple English. Real conversations. And small daily practice that builds real fluency. Thank you for practicing with me today. If you stayed until the end, that is a win. Your ears are improving and your confidence is growing. If you want, leave a comment with the words fluency, formula, and tell me which question is harder for you today, tomorrow, or feelings. I'm Ellie, and I will see you in the next practice episode. Bye!